right? So Adin Ross has been, like the gatekeeper for all racist underworld dweebs to now have a mainstream career. But that's not the point of this video. I don't care about this kid politics at all. But what I do care about is this kid has the ears and the audience of a lot of young people. I'll make this as blunt as possible. If this kid continues to have the eyes and ears of young people and continue to give them advice, we're gonna have a lot of casualties, bro. There's gonna be a lot of children who end up dead listening to this dude's advice.
And y'all stop taking advice from this racist meth addict. We go on from Poetic Flacco or understanding what you got to say regarding clavicular. Hold up, before we get into the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and also subscribe because we're trying to grow this channel all the way to the moon. Let's get back into the video.
Shocked and upset, to be honest. I always knew this day was coming at some point, but I just never thought that I would live to see it, where people are on the internet taking serious health advice from a literal meth addict.
You do meth?
Yeah, I haven't done meth in 2 weeks, but I do meth, yeah.
What? This guy does meth and people are out here listening to him. I remember I did a lot of videos regarding this guy, regarding looks, max, and etc. And my point still stands. The fact is that yes, it's okay to improve your looks as a guy, etc. But when you're starting to hammer your face, when you're starting to take advice from someone like this, where he's doing meth and doing all sorts of hardcore drugs in order to actually stay alive and make himself look a certain type of way, then bro, there must be a problem, for real.
I sometimes do a little nicotine pouch, and I think I'm being like real bad. You know, I'm like, oh, I should I? But I would say
for a good one here.
the maxed version of the pouch is meth. Why do you do meth?
The world has gotten so unserious that Michael Knowles have went from interviewing world leaders to interviewing a 19-year-old meth addict who beats himself with a hammer.
And that's what that's what I thought. That guy, he interviewed some serious guy. So I'm just completely confused right now.
Might not seem like it, but there was a reason why people like that was kept in psych wards 40, 50 years ago. But today, they get internet fame, TikTok influence, and they get to not only disastrously impact their lives, but they also get to severely impact the trajectory of other people's lives, especially children who follows them. Now, just so we're all clear who we're talking about, his name is Clav. He's the first DEI hire influencer. Up until like 5 months ago, he had little to no following on all platforms, probably less than 20,000 on all platforms. He was only known as one of Nick Fuentes' little racist homies.
Guys, I'm gonna do a Nick bomb right over here. Ready? Chat. Nick bomb. Nick bomb. Wait, show the area. Show the area.
You can tell like a real when you meet.
The looks, max, and nonsense wasn't getting him any views, so I guess he resorted to the N-word shtick, obviously, right? He's Nick Fuentes' homie. What would you expect? So he goes from hanging out with Nick Fuentes. I guess when Nick Fuentes rose in popularity, he began to ask for favors and ask huge content creators to link up with Clav. Then all of a sudden, he pops up on a private jet with Adin Ross, and now he's a part of the streamer community, which is obviously the natural progression here. Go from saying the N-word, disparaging black people, hanging out with Nick Fuentes, to now being Adin Ross's boy. Which, honestly, I wasn't shocked at all. Like, think about all the little...
Listen, I don't think you can be shocked, let's be real, because all them type of guys, they're all like chilling out with each other. They're all on the edgy side of the internet, and they all feel like it's cool to be racist for some apparent reason. Makes no sense, but that's the world that we're currently living in, and people actually getting paid to do so now. It's insane.
Like sketchy, nefarious, racist white boys you see online, chances are you're probably introduced to them through Adin Ross. Like Adin Ross' platform has been like a portal from racist underworld to mainstream. Think about Nick Fuentes. Think about the first time you've seen a viral Nick Fuentes clip. Chances are it was through Adin Ross, right? So Adin Ross has been, like the gatekeeper for all racist underworld dweebs to now have a mainstream career. But that's not the point of this video. I don't care about this kid politics at all. But what I do care about is this kid has the ears and the audience of a lot of young people. I'll make this as blunt as possible. If this kid continues to have the eyes and ears of young people and continue to give them advice, we're going to have a lot of casualties, bro. There's going to be a lot of children who end up dead listening to this dude's advice.
And unfortunately, people might think, because let's be real, sometimes Flacco can exaggerate one or two things, but the reality is let's be real, that's the truth. Because a lot of people that tune into streamers, such as for example Clavicular, bro, they're like 13, 14-year-olds. They're people that are still in secondary school or even high school, middle school, whatever you guys say over there, right? And they haven't developed enough intuition to actually realize, okay, this is right, this is wrong, etc. And especially because society pressures so many people to look a certain type of way and to appeal to what the standard is, which is to always look perfect, etc. And in reality, people are now competing with AI content and AI influencers now as well, you know? So the standards are getting crazy. I know there was a lot of pressure on ladies before, but even guys are starting to tap into that type of content as well. Makes no sense to me at all.
A lot of the damage he's doing doesn't come from, I guess, his racism. It comes from this ideology and philosophy he's pushing called looks maxing.
A good-looking guy. You have intentionally become a good-looking guy.
Mhm.
You have looks maxed.
Right.
What is looks maxing?
Looks maxing is the furthest extent that you could take self-improvement, right? So we've seen a lot of, different forms of that over the years, mostly with bodybuilding. I would say was the main one for a while for men, from about 2010 up until 2020. And then it sort of shifted into looks maxing. That kind of crept into the space from different niche, forums, especially those of PSL, which was just three.
Pumpkin spice latte, obviously.
No, just 3 looks maxing forums. So that influence kind of crept in, and it's very obvious that the face is more important than the physique. So people were doing this self.
One thing I'll give to Clavicular is that he's very articulate. Like, he knows how to hold a conversation, he knows how to actually articulate his ideas and thought process in front of any and everyone at any period of time as well. So you got to give him his credit where it is actually due. Like, I got to say it. But do I agree with his ideologies? Not necessarily. I wouldn't actually go out of my way to now put myself through that much pain in order to do what? To attract ladies. And let's be real, in today's society, you don't have to be the most attractive guy in order to attract ladies. You know what I mean? There's other things you can focus on as a guy in order to get those exact same results. So, doesn't make sense to me.
Improvement, and it wasn't really getting them the results that they needed. So that's why the further step needed to be taken to sort of go about improving upon your entire life.
So, there are all these bodybuilding forums, and you say, well, what about this phrase, the butterface? But you hear about the butt, you never hear
Right.
about butter body.
Uh-huh.
So you draw the conclusion from that hey, you guys are all working out to build up your bodies, but the face is more important to physical attractiveness.
Absolutely.
So that's what distinguishes just working out and hitting the gym and bodybuilding from looks maxing.
As somebody who's on my own health journey, I'm losing weight. I understand that losing weight, working out, eating right, and living an overall healthy lifestyle is a net positive to your life quality. It can never hurt, but they take it to the extreme. These dweebs take it to the max. They're willing to do whatever it takes to achieve whatever aesthetic they're looking to achieve. This dude has been on test since the age of 14 years old. He's been on test for so long, he's currently infertile. He made
Bro's infertile, bro. Oh my God. I understand that there's the cost of living crisis and a lot of people aren't trying to have kids and things like that, but broski, you're literally destroying your mister downstairs. All in the sake of what then? Because majority of the guys are looks maxing, yes, self-improvement, but what's the outcome? A lot of the time you're doing it for ladies as well, right? So if you're doing it for ladies and you're not even able to get up, then what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Hey, it's not worth it for me personally, man. I can't lie.
himself infertile for a better jawline.
Yeah, I was on a little bit of everything, to be honest, growing up. Test at 14 was like one of the first.
How do you even get testosterone at 14?
I just ordered it on the internet. But it's a bit of a commitment, like in terms of, you're going to have to be on steroids if you want to do them properly forever. But I just think what I always tell people is, why wouldn't you want to be on something that's so good and so beneficial to your life forever?
Bro, you're supposed to not do it in the first place, but let's say, for example, if you wanted to do it, you want to wait until, you're maybe in your late 40s, 50s, touching 60, where you can't naturally produce as much testosterone anyways. Then that's when you might want to kick on the TRT and the etc., just to supplement whatever you got going on. But you're 14. That's when young men are producing some of the most in their life. Do you know what I mean? Like, what? You know what I mean? I don't understand what's going on there. Doesn't make any sense. And this is not a good representation for the younger generation. But we understand the world that we're in right now, everyone likes crazy stuff. Everyone likes extreme edgy content. Everyone likes people that are going to push the boundaries in these type of areas. And I just hope we don't see some casualties from this, like Flacco said earlier.
People are asking, are you going to be infertile? Do you worry about like having children?
So right now, I am infertile, but I'm not able to have a kid right now. But if I wanted to, there's a protocol I can put in place that'd be immediately good again.
Wait, why are you infertile right now?
So it's just like a negative feedback loop when you're, not needing to produce testosterone anymore because your body realizes, okay, we're getting it from an exogenous.
So you're not producing
source.
any testosterone naturally?
No.
None?
No.
Oh, I'm not taking TRT, bro.
Well, how do you think it works? You just don't. Your body realizes we're at a certain level we don't need anymore, so it stops producing it.
He made himself infertile at 19 years old to get a better jawline to impress social media. There's nothing more absurd. Now, he keeps telling himself, oh, I just got to stop it and I'll eventually get it back. Now, it's probably likely he would get fertile again, right? There's probably a good chance he would, but it's not a guarantee. There are permanent risks here. You could permanently be infertile. You could be, you could never have kids. You could have made a decision at 19 years old that drastically affected the trajectory of your life forever.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if, for example, he goes into a protocol to now start having kids, you're most likely going to have to lower the TRT that you're taking and etc. So the adverse effects you're going to have on all the things you've actually tried to achieve, the jawline and the physique and isn't that going to go? All for the sake of now you wanting to produce children and things like that. So I don't necessarily see him doing it. I don't know in the future, who knows? I don't know in the future, this might even just become the norm because it's coming like every single day there's something new appearing on the internet that just makes me question reality. You know what I'm saying? So this is just the reality that we're in right now. But it doesn't have to be your reality, and I hope you don't listen to Clavicular. Of course, looks max, but within reason. Get in the gym, make sure your finances are on point, and also just have game. Do you know what I mean? Know how to conversate and speak and etc. But my people, other than that, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and outside that, watch the next video that YouTube recommends you because we drop a lot of content on this channel. I'll see you there. Peace.